Hi guys, we are going to be making this magical backpack charm by Parker on the Porch tonight. And you can see you can make it here. This one's in vinyl. I have vinyl on the front and the back. And then I have a 3/16 inch eyelet here. And then I have this ball chain right here. So this is vinyl. And then this one I made in felt. This is wool felt right here, and I just put felt on the back. And then this one, I just punched a hole, but I didn't put an eyelet in it, so you can kind of see the differences. I'm going to show you how to make this, so let's get started. I have my 4x4 hoop with one sheet of tearaway here. I have the design up on my machine right here. This is the Magical Charm Backpack by Parker on the Porch. The first step is to go ahead and stitch your placement stitch directly onto your stabilizer. So I'm going to run that and I'll come back and show you. Okay, that's what your placement looks like right there. That shows you how big of a piece of fabric or vinyl or felt that you need. I'm going to be using this vinyl right here. This is, I believe it's called Marshmallow vinyl, and it's from PUNKBROIDERY. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Just make sure you get around all your placement stitches right there. So you can go ahead and tape this on either side or just hold it down as it starts. I'm just going to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and run the next step. Step 2 is to go ahead and stitch the inside of the bow. So I'm going to go ahead and do that red, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, that's what that bow looks like right there. That's the inside of the bow. Now we're going to go ahead and go around the bow, a detail around the bow. You can use the same color. I'm going to change mine to black. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, there you can see that it went ahead and stitched on the sides. The rest of that outline will happen on the very last step when it goes around the whole backpack. So for now, that's what it looks like. I'm going to put it back on my hoop. I'm going to stitch step 4, which is going to do the little squares underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch those. I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like right there. Now we are on our very last step. You're going to take your hoop off of your machine. You are going to flip your hoop over to the back like this. Now you are going to put the back of your fabric on, whatever you want on the back now. So you can do felt, like this is the back, or you can do vinyl. I did this vinyl in here. I'm going to use vinyl. So I just have this piece of vinyl right here I'm going to use. You just want to make sure your piece is big enough to go around your placement stitches right here. Remember, we're on the underneath of our hoop. So put it on there, and then I'm going to tape it. You need to tape it because it's underneath your hoop. So I'm just going to go ahead and put tape on all the sides so it stays in place. Okay, one more. And then you put it back on your hoop. Back on your hoop, and now you're going to stitch your very last step, which is going to stitch the top of your fabric to the back of your fabric, and it's going to do that final outline right there. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, this is what it looks like. This is what the top of your hoop looks like. This is what the underneath of your hoop looks like. So we are done stitching, so we can go ahead and take it off of our hoop. So just take it out. I'm going to take all the stabilizer off. I like taking the stabilizer off before you start. You could just cut around this, but you tend to see the stabilizer on the sides, and I don't like that. So I take it off when it's in big chunks like this. You take off your tape. Okay. Now you're just going to go ahead and cut around this without cutting any of your stitch lines. Now I always just kind of cut close to it because it keeps it more even for me. If you're further out, I kind of get more wavy and it doesn't look as good, so I just cut next to it. Don't cut too close though. You don't want your threads to get cut by accident. And then I always kind of get my scissors right where I'm going to stop, so I'm going to go down a little bit, and then I'm going to cut all the way down so I stop before I hit those stitches. Okay, so you just want to cut all the way around this. Okay, Almost done. Okay, there we are. So here's your front. Here's your back. I'm going to cut these two little strings a little closer. That will be there. Don't cut the knot. That's right there. Just get it a little closer so you don't have big long strings. Okay, now that's what it looks like. That's all there is to it, to stitching it. Now I'm going to show you an eyelet option. You're going to go ahead and put a hole right here. You can use a hole punch. I use a crocodile right here. That's what it looks like. And it has two punches. It has this bigger one and it has this little one. I always use this bigger one for this. And I do it from the back. So I go ahead and I just line up, there's a hole here. Just line up the hole in the middle where it's not going to hit your stitches. And then you just squeeze. Okay, and then it pops it out. If there's any extra, I just pull it out. So now you have a hole right there. Now I'm going to take this eyelet right here. This is what an eyelet looks like. Hopefully it's... Okay, you're going to take it and push it through the hole like that. So now you're going to take your crocodile. They have these little squares right here that move around. So you're going to get the one on this side that fits closest to this back piece. And then this one just goes through the hole, so the front. Let's see, so this goes through the front, so it just kind of holds it there in place. And now this one that looks like this goes into the back part, and then it just squishes it down basically. So I'm gonna go like that, and then I'm gonna go slowly. I'm not gonna squish it really hard because it's really easy to do. So if you do it too hard, you're gonna like break it. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more. Okay. And it just flattens that back out. And then it's clipped to the front and it just gives you a little metal detail right here. Okay, so then I can use these ball chains right here. I have some color ones and then I have this silver one. I'm going to use this red one. Now, if you want this shorter, like you don't want it to be so long because these come, the ones I bought came in this one length. You can cut it. You can take a scissors and you can just cut between these two spots, like between two of the balls, and cut it, and it makes it shorter. Okay, so then it will stay closer to the top of your bag or something. So I'll put it on this bag right here. So this is just a bag that I had made. It doesn't match this, but you can put it in a couple places. Like if you put on a swivel lobster clasp, you can put this through there and it will hang like that. Or on these zippers, it fits through this spot right here. Not like this end spot, but there's a spot right here that I put it through all the time. So let me just do that real quick. Get the balls through, and then there's this little piece on the end right here that you hook one of the balls to, and then you just push, okay? And there you go, it's hanging on there. Now, if you didn't cut some of the excess balls, this would be hanging down here. So if you have a small bag, it's kind of better to make it shorter. But that is all you need to do to make a charm with an eyelet put in it. Now, they look cute without the eyelet too, like this one's felt and it has no eyelet. So you don't have to have an eyelet if you don't want one. This is just kind of what they look like between the two. If you like the finished look of the eyelet, then that's 3/16 inch. Okay. I hope that helps you make one of these charms. They're super cute and super fast and easy. Thank you for watching.